Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. Oh, it is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Blue Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. Just catching up in the chat. Love to see Nidus with Queens as well at this point, but I guess we won't need it. Nidus Queens, unfortunately, that's one, you have to invest into extra Queens, but to invest into a Nidus as well, specifically against ARAX and specifically against all-ins like that, it's very difficult to be able to afford fancy tech like that to like deviate away from your main army, from your Link Bane Road Ravager, from your Ultra Tech as well. If you do try to invest into that sort of thing, it can get you killed. I think Game 1 is a good example of that, where Game 1, despite the failed 8-racks, ByuN, he still like hung in there and maxed out with a subpar army, but still did max out and still can threaten if you do decide to deviate too much with your tech and try to have a little bit too much freedom. It's difficult to get away with that sort of thing against that sort of play, against these all-ins. There we go. Just catching up in the chat. Is this a real tournament? What does that mean? What? It's a fake tournament, Pappy. True. The players aren't real. France isn't real. What is a comeback TV? What are you talking about? True. This is what I get. This is what I get for catching up with chat. What's The year is 2042. ChatGPT was asked to create a tournament based in 2025 with the best players in the world. Exactly. When was this played? On Saturday. Or I guess depending on where you are in the world. For me it was Saturday. For other people I'm sure it was Friday. But a couple days ago over the weekend. There we go. Here we go. We are going to be settling in. Sorry, just a little bit distracted. We do have a save opener here out of Zoun. Meanwhile, we do have ByuN going for his own hidden racks in the main base. So a cheeky start here. Ideally, the goal is to try to force an overreaction, to try to force the early setup. We do see that the first Stalker is on patrol back at home. Zoun is still going for a standard setup despite that, but again, is being a little bit less active here. Thankfully, he did scout the follow-up. He saw the CC on the high ground. He saw the factory as well. So we're getting to a standard game. ByuN was trying to be cheeky here, but he did not force out a Zealot. He didn't force out a Zealot. It is going to be a Stargate follow-up here out of Zoun. Let's go. Does open Stargate, which is a little bit more rare nowadays. The Reaper, does not get into the main. Yeah, Reaper Scout is denied, and ByuN has no idea. Again, Stargate openers are much more rare nowadays. We often see them on torches, for example, because of the short rush distance by air. Likewise, on Persephone, also shorter rush distance by air, so you can get away with something like Phoenixes. Phoenix-based openers are ideal when it comes to shutting down drop play. If your opponent blindly opens Banshee, for example, or goes for an early drop like this, then Phoenixes can punish. But no, he gets scouted. He does get scouted. Reaper, it does pay for it for its life here, but it does confirm the Phoenixes, and ByuN should calm down when it comes to the move out. Now he's aware the Phoenixes are waiting for him. With that, we have a second Rax on the way. And as you can see here, he does take a more defensive stance. Again, if he didn't scout the Stargate, if he didn't scout the Phoenixes, this medevac would be across the map and would be dead. Like, the medevac would most likely be dead, would have lost the Cyclone, would have lost the Marines as well. But here, again, he's taking a more defensive stance. He has relinquished map control. He knows that he is, for the most part, stuck at home, as he is actually hunting for Phoenixes, at least hoping to catch one. Meanwhile, across the map, Zoun is going to be switching things up. This is not Phoenix into Colossus. Oh, Phoenix into Glaive Adepts. Zoun. He's got some builds. Okay. Show us what you got. What I was about to say here, it should be Phoenix into Charge. The reason why it would be Charge is because you don't go Phoenix into Blink Stalkers, as both have the same role. The role would be to hunt down drops, to deny vision, to contain the opponent, and to, yeah, just gain map control. So often you see Phoenixes in charge. Long gone are the days of Phoenix Colossus, for example, into a third base. But instead we have Glaive Adepts. We're going for a 2-base all-in. Gateway Explosion here. We're getting up to 5 gates already. We can set up a proxy 5th gateway, and I believe we can get it to a 6-gate setup. Yeah, so far we have 6 gateways and actually going up to 7. Okay. So 2-base, a 7-gate all-in out of Zoun. Going Mass Glaive Adepts, almost like early Legacy of the Void. True. Back when glaives would bounce between units. It was a dark time. but there were some Glaive Adept all-in builds that were viable in TvP. Cut to, was it Prince versus Gumiho? Was it Prince or was it Zoun? God, it's one of the two in GSL. Dark times, might be dark times. As Phoenixes they poke in. Ooh, one of them does overextend, taking a lot of hull damage and does barely get away. ByuN, he's fortifying himself. We have bunkers on the way, turret as well. Bunker and turret at the natural. Oh, his supply blocked. That is going to heavily slow him down, actually. Yeah, he's going to be supply blocked. Does cancel the turrets. Adepts are warping in. How many adepts do we have? 18. 18 adepts warping in 7 at a time. We're coming in for the shade. And remember, there's no tanks. Bunker is done. But we're diving for the Marines. Ooh. Does get into the mineral line. Marines, they pull away. The boys are being pulled to tank. The boys are tanking. Oh. As we break through that bunker. Cyclones are being lifted. Once again, the boys are being pulled. And so far, ByuN, he will shut this down. Yeah, Sims on forward. Gets on top of the Phoenixes. And gets on top of the army. GG gets called. The all-in fails. And ByuN, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. A very fast reaction there out of ByuN. Very crucial as well that he was willing to pull the boys, and he did lose a lot of workers towards the end of that game, but it was crucial for that to happen to be able to buffer for his Marines. Glaive Adepts can kill bio units so quickly, but thankfully there were units there to soak, to tank that damage, for the Marines to keep on pushing forward and engulf the army. GG. GG, well played. Again, really fast reaction. Bearing in mind that ByuN didn't know. ByuN, he didn't really know what was going on. He was setting up defensively because you have to against Phoenix charge lot anyway. So he was already setting up very defensively as he could without being hyperly defensive. Like, he wasn't fully walling off or anything like that. But he had really good reactions. Likewise, if you remember, he pulled away into the mineral line as well, so the first shade didn't do much either. The first shade was meant to get on top of the Marines, but the Marines and the workers pulled back first. The shade finished, wasted DPS. The bunker, of course, was able to survive extra volleys as a result as well, and it was a bit of a shaky execution, and really good reactions, really quick reactions out of ByuN. GG. GG, well played. But despite that, cheeky play. Cheeky build out of ByuN, papi. Let's go. Sorry, out of Zoun. I'm not gonna lie, it's very rare to see something like a 7-gate 2-base all-in like that. It's a rare sight. I can't recall the last time I've seen that, I'll be honest. So really cool to see. GG. It didn't work, but I appreciate it. So we're getting into game number 2. I do think that it's wise to end the game early. As I mentioned before, ByuN, he thrives in the mid game and in the late game. Like, the longer the game goes on, like, the more comfortable ByuN gets, for sure. So trying to end things early does make sense in my mind. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak. We have the red Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss. We have the blue Protoss representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. Here we go. There we go. Explains the battery in the main. Oh, sorry, I did miss that. But yes, it does explain the battery in the main base. Did catch he didn't make an early Zealots, but was being overly defensive at the start of the game. True. Here we go. Do you see Zoun scouting for proxies here on the right hand side? This time ByuN does not hide his racks. This time we're getting into a more standard setup. Welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak is known for longer and later games. typically I would favor a Protoss player coming into Tokamak, as they'll be able to comfortably get into a 3 and 4 base setup, max out, and work towards something like Skytoss. But I don't know if Zoun is really one to play that kind of style. I do know that, as I mentioned before, ByuN is much more comfortable getting into that kind of game state as well. So we'll see where our players take us. Este Danielazo. Ah, este Daniel. As for now, single gas opener, rack expand, economic start out of ByuN. Likewise, standard opener out of Zoun. Nothing crazy. Zoun, he also did not probe scout across the map. He's not fully aware as to the opener itself, but did scout nearby proxy locations at least. Did scout nearby. So we have our CC into Tech Lab. From here, we can add on swap into early Cyclone, or we can keep the Tech Lab on the racks into Marauder, which only typically makes sense if the Terran gets scouted early on. The plan there would be if a Perp Scout comes in, if it confirms the timing of the CC, then ByuN can punish the aggression, punish the gateway units with Marauders. But there was no scout. There was no scout. So just add on swap into Cyclone. Stalker's moving out. And back at home a standard Twilight Council opener. Nothing fancy this time, unfortunately. Like, I appreciate the Phoenix 2-base all-in. It was crazy. Zoun, he had some flair to him. It didn't work, but flair nonetheless. Zoun does reinforce with a second Stalker. A blink has begun. We'll keep an eye on the gateway counts. We'll keep an eye on the gas count as well. Zoun, he is aware of the more economic start. Takes down one of the Marines. Up. Ooh, we'll lose one of the Stalkers. Boys are being pulled. Can we save the Cyclone? Can he save it? No, he cannot. Cyclone goes down. Will the Stalker escape though? As the Stalker does take a lot of damage, Stalker takes down the Marine, and the Stalker does walk away. It's a nice pickup straight out of Zoun. Saves the Cyclone, gets 2 Marines, gets an SCV, and pulls away, saving the Stalker. So very nice control out of our Protoss player. Behind this, Robo on 2 bases. Again, it's become a lot more common to go for the Robo on 2 bases, to even take your gases on 2 bases as well before expanding. What I will say to counter that, though, is that Zoun, he saw the earlier CC, so he knows that it was an economic start. Zoun can afford to cut corners and to take a faster 3rd base, especially on Tokamak. So I wouldn't fault him for expanding, and he is. So we go 3rd base is on the way. It's still after a 3-gate setup. So still 3-gate blink, and it is quite common to go into Hyperflight Rotors. So again, this is a bit of a signature move of ByuN. If you've been watching ByuN over the past month, you would know that we've seen plenty of ByuN play with Hyperflight Rotor Banshees. The rationale behind this is getting into Cloak Banshee can do critical damage, of course, but very often, I mean, nowadays you would know it's easy to scout and confirm Cloak Banshee, right? Hallucination scouts are very commonplace, same with Observer scouts as well. So very often it is difficult to actually get away with Cloak Banshee play, with it being hidden, with it being unscouted. So instead, we've been seeing a lot more Hyperflight Rotors instead, which allows you to have more micro ability. It also potentially forces your opponent to overreact and respond to Phoenixes by getting detection when they don't need it. But with this, the Banshees have a lot more micro potential. They can poke in, they can kill some probes, poke away, pull out, and just gain value over time. If you have the attention for it, if you have the micro for it, this can just pop off. So again, this has been a very popular as of late. Mixing in Hyperfly Rotors. Meanwhile, 3-gate blink aggression here as we go for the Prism before the Observer. Yeah, the Observer's just now popping out, so Prism first. Prism into the main. ByuN does spot it. Hides the Banshees. So Banshees move out, the Fire Army responds. And no major damage. And Zoun still doesn't see what's happening, still doesn't know. That's also a downside of what Zoun just did. Delaying the Observer for the Prism means delayed scouts. Means nothing in him to defend. They're losing 3 probes so far. 3 workers, dives into the natural. Blink Stalkers, they cannot quite keep up. 6 probes falling, rotating back over, and getting more damage. Yeah, 7 probe kills, very nice. And these Banshees, they should be able to get away. There is still a cloak. Sorry, there's still a blink, I meant to say. There's still a blink in those Stalkers. Oh. And ByuN pulls out. ByuN, he pulls out. He denies the shield battery, gets 8 probe kills, saves the Banshees. He can always repair and then go back in. Same time does break out. So it's back to the army. 3rd CC is on the way. As you mentioned before, ByuN, he is one that's willing to embrace the mid and late game more so than others in TvP. So just happily expanding, getting a 3rd base, going to be securing himself in a 3-base setup, and taking up into Ghost into the mid game. This is kind of the direction that we expect out of ByuN in every game in this series. ByuN didn't get there in game 1 because of the all-in. As he is being active. Behind the Zoun, getting into Storm. High tempo, they're banking energy. Ooh, Storm does land, Jesus. Oh my god. Storm shuts down half the army. ByuN has to back off, has to respect the Storm. But that's down defense. At the same time, Banshees, they do poke into natural once again. 1 Banshee finally goes down. Gets 1, but only 1. That's another 5 kills. That's what, 12 probe kills in total for 1 Banshee. Well worth it for ByuN. As was 8 kills earlier. And back at home, we have the Ghost production. We have initial Vikings as well. Now, there's not much need to invest too heavily into Vikings at the moment. They have their place against Prisms, against Observers. As the Banshee goes back in. Will finally go down. Ooh, as actually it barely gets away. Oh, there's a blink. Yeah, there's a blink. And finally the Banshee falls. Not without getting another 6 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. That is how many in total? 22. 22 probe kills. Again, the Banshees, they more than pay for themselves. And ByuN does take a massive supply lead as a result. As Zoun here to reinvest and to remake all those workers. As a result, his 4th base is late. True. Yeah, late 4th base, late tech as well. Pressure's on Zoun. Now, you can still be down in supply and still pop off with Storms. Storms can still be insane. Oh. So they pick in. Do Sniper Banshee. Sorry, Medevac. Medevac is sniped. Vikings, they zone away the Prism. Speaking of, Jesus. 1 volley goes up. 2 volleys. He gets Prism, takes down some of the high tempo as well. Storm does zone away. That was it 3? It doesn't say. There was a Templar inside. I want to say 2. So Templar did go down. At the same time as ByuN moves out, Zealous will distract, dragging him back home. Very nice run by. As Zoun is buying time, building up more energy. Mortals on the way. And now working towards Colossus. Now, ByuN is going to be the first to max out, but it all comes down to what is he going to do with that army. ByuN, we're going to be active, we're going to be aggressive. Nice snipe. Zoun gets a tower. Pulls away. Getting into double river, double Colossus production. Zoun, he's getting there. ByuN is maxed. Zoun, he's slowly catching up. As I'm just checking where the army is. Whenever ByuN does push, then he can just move out with the zealots. Can go for the run by. And he finds the army. Yeah, nice rotation here. Takes down one of the ghosts. 1, 2, 3 ghosts go down. Massive snipes. Zoun, he gets the hell out of there. Doesn't want to get surrounded. But a very nice start for Zoun. Does have a nice start. Once again, does focus by those ghosts. Gets another ghost. Another 1, 2, 3 ghosts going down. Insane losses here for ByuN. Throughout the course of all this, how many? Losing 7 ghosts. And these are expensive. At the same time, here comes that Zealot Runby. Runby moves in. Better trades for Zoun. Storm zones away. EMP doesn't quite land. We do land the Storm, though. Saves the Templar. Barely does save them. 7 SCV kills. And again, Zoun just has been out trading ByuN. It all began with ByuN getting caught in the center, losing and bleeding out those initial 4 ghosts. Now we have Colossus on the way. The Viking count is quite low for ByuN. Colossus can just pop off. Colossus moving in. Oh, bleeding out a lot of Stalkers. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol there from Zoun, or just a bold move blinking forward. Let out a lot of Stalkers. ByuN remaxing with Vikings. Zelts once again diving in. Oof, Prism goes down. Oh, very nice Storm though. Storm does connect. And ByuN, he's been stuck defending for the past couple of minutes here. And typically ByuN, he thrives when he's the aggressor, when he has map control, when he's pushing in. When he's forcing the Brothers to react to him instead, that just hasn't been happening here. He hasn't been able to be proactive with his ghosts. Speaking of, ghosts still popping out. He's got 8. 8 ghosts so far. Fusion cores on the way for Liberators. Pulling out more ghosts. Going for the EMP. Does land one. Does land the EMP. Going for a Doom Drop. Drop gets spotted. Zoun knows. And he's committing. That's a lot of Vikings. And he's going to get the CC as well. Yeah, once again, the ghosts are exposed. Oh, brutal losses for ByuN. That's already 2 ghosts going down. Jenny races back, out of position. Racing back home, he's on 4 Colossus, down to 3. Vikings overextend. There's a lot of Vikings getting picked up. There's a lot of Vikings going down. ByuN still trying to go for that drop play. Oh, gets spotted. Tank fleet was empty, mostly. As ByuN gets some better EMPs. Catching out the Prism, going for the Colossus. Oh, the Colossus still gets so many swipes in. Down to 2 Colossi. ByuN going for the dive. Oh, can he get them? He can. Gets 1. There's 1 left. Oh my god. They're barely not able to. As here come the Zealot reinforcements. Zoun pushing forward. The ghosts are exposed. They go for the cloak. No detection. Ghosts are safe. Ghost say we get some free damage. And ByuN will hold. Yeah, ByuN is holding on. Where's the detection? Zero observers. No Oracle, no observers, no detection. Ay. They go say survive this time. Oof. Zoun, once again, it doesn't take him long to reinforce. He did preserve the Colossus. His high Templar count is actually quite low. Only 3. Only 3 Templar. He's gonna make those storms count. Oh. Zoning away the Bio. Yeah, still just mainly zoning. Got a couple of storms left. Now she's up to 5 Colossus. that's a lot of Colossus, Pappy. Oh my god. Up against 11 Vikings. They get 1. Zoun rotates. Does hit the center base. And again, ByuN has just been stuck on the back foot this entire game. Almost this entire game. Been stuck at home. Massive Zealot run by. Zoun, he has the mineral bank. Going for the planetary. Oh. Has EMP. Very nice EMP. Does get a Colossus. Does get to High Templar as well. At the same time, Zel's get into the mineral line. It's going to be cleaned up by the ghosts. Zel's being cleaned up. Ooh, but the storms are still brutal. Storm connects. Zoun also having hefty losses here. I mean, his Colossus gun was reset. Has to build 2 at a time. Warping in more High Templar. These have been expensive losses for the Protoss. They've been expensive. Ghosts, now they reinforce. They were stuck defending earlier. Now ByuN can move in. I want to say for the first time this game, he's threatening one of the bases. He's threatening Zoun. Let's go. Oh. Here, the Nexus goes down. We can take a moment. Zoun just going for a massive rotation. He wants that third base. Oh. I shouldn't quite get it. Nice snipe on the High Templar. ByuN getting back in the driver's seat. Okay. As it all settles, the banks are quite neck and neck. They're actually quite close to each other, but Zoun and ByuN. Taking more bases. Oh. Nice snipe on the Liberators, but the Stalkers get punished. Oh god, he's running into the main army, losing almost every Stalker. Rough losses for Zoun. Very gas-intensive losses. That's what really matters here, and that's what we're trying to take note of, is those gas losses. As Zoun doesn't really have a gas bank, neither does ByuN. So losing High Templar, losing Ghosts, it means that much more. So the gas bank isn't there. Oh, very nice EMPs. EMPs are back at the army. One storm does land. He's chasing out the Colossus. Gets 1, gets 2. Can we get all 3? Oh, Autobas! Oh my god, barely not. Yeah, Viking count wasn't quite there. And as ByuN's distracted, oh, base falls. Down goes the CC, down goes the mineral line. Achieving all that with just Zealots. And a storm. I'm losing a lot of workers. I mean, at this stage of the game, the economy is quite crucial. We need that mining. We've been here before. As ByuN, he's mined out of his natural, mined out of his main base. Half saturation at his third, half saturation at his fourth. Does need that expansion. You can see he's down once again, getting ready for another run by the same High Templar, the same Zealots. Can Zoun cause another distraction? Oh. Pulls away. Please out a Colossus. Yep, Zealots come online. Another Colossus goes down. Again, this Zor distraction is going for the CC. Oh, but this time ByuN is ready. Yeah, this time ByuN, he has an army. ByuN defends. Defends, he attacks. Does decide to reinforce with his defensive army. At the same time, so does Zoun. Okay. Zoun coming in from behind, actually. Get some Liberators catching out the Ghosts as well. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Liberators go down. Ghosts get distracted, and a better fight for Zoun. Catching ByuN out of position. Still no detection. Still no observer. Oh no. Goes through cloak, but everything else is going to go down. The Marines, the Marauders, as else they do overwhelm. The Ghosts survive. Is that enough though? Oh, is that running out of cloak? Uh-oh. Cloak is running out. These are brutal losses. More Ghosts falling. And Zoun's still just trading so well here, mainly bleeding out Zealots. I'm trying to hold on. Did save those bases. Did save that economy. On 12 Ghosts. Unfortunately, because of the cloak, he actually can't EMP. Uh-oh. Yeah, EMP's not available. Oh, just barely towards the end there. But very limited EMPs here on these Ghosts. Not something that you see too often, but because of all that mass cloaking that he's been doing, EMPs are limited. And hey, now they're observers. Finally. it's been 20 minutes. Observers have arrived. Oh, coming in for the storm. Storm lands, flanking Zealots. This time Cloak won't save these Ghosts. Oh, some decent EMPs. EMPs do connect. Probe's going to be going down to the Liberator. Not bad. Winning that trade. Winning that fight. Finally dealing some economic damage. Something that he just hasn't been able to deal with in quite some time. One Viking. Oh, there's only one Viking. It's on the ground. Yeah, the Viking count is very low. Now is the time for Colossus. So very nice Colossus wish here out of Zoun. Jesus. So that's a lot of Marines falling. ByuN getting chased. This time does Cloak, but there are observers. Yeah, still an observer with the main army. Oh, as looks like there was some late. Oh no, Enki, no! Duh. Looks like Enki lagged out of the game. Feels Enki, man. El Bosto. No. Enki's a Spanish caster. One of our own. Not Indy this time. Oh, time to CC. How many Vikings are we at? We're up to 5, soon to be 9. Bank count slowly building up. Zoun rotates. Yo, we got a couple of... Gee, where did they come from? the boys are here! The hell? Oh, they were pulled away from the... So a little bit of miscontrol there from Zoun. Probes that got added to the army control group. So basically, Zoun, he pulled away the probes and they got added to the control group instead. So we got the boys. Let's go. Yeah, Liberators on both ends. Okay, probes, they pull back. They tend to pull back to mining. And ByuN, he's running on fumes here. He's been trading, that's true, but now that center base is out of resources, third base is out of resources as well. He's down to one mining, sorry, he's down to half a mining base. That's it, that's all he has. Half a base mining. ByuN, he's broke, pap, he's broke. Meanwhile, Zoun, he has bottom right, he has top left, even if they're only half saturated because of Liberators. And this is the most crucial mining base for ByuN, and he will lose it. Ay, ay, ay. Planetary goes down, mineral line goes down. ByuN, he has 0 income. That's it. He's trying to float over. But more bases are falling, more SCVs as well. And ByuN has nothing. He's down to 37 minerals and 60 gas. He's long distance mining. Let's go. Landing a new base. ByuN can no longer produce. As the CC is still floating over. It's the main, oh, sorry, the natural? Or just the third? Okay. Third base floats over. Ooh, and Zoun, he's going for the production. Oh, where are we going? He thinks about it. Peels off a couple of zealots. Pulls back from the main army. ByuN is searching. And now we can go straight for that mining base. Zoun gets spotted. Nice TPs. And he knows this is the win condition. Kill the mining base. Can he get it? Or I guess kill the army. I mean, what do we go for? Oh, brutal storm. One storm does land. He takes down one of the High Templar. Templar falls. Oh, flanking Nova. Yeah, the Nova comes in from behind. Very nice. Storm's coming in from behind as well. And ByuN is getting sandwiched. Ay, ay, ay. Has plenty of Vikings. Vikings that take over the sky, but does he have too many Vikings? He has 13. Too many Vikings. Too much Z supply. Storms, they keep connecting. And Zoun, he's done it. The final storm, GG, gets called. And Zoun, he will tie up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. A very rough game there for ByuN. Early on, he lost momentum. Early on, it was a really brutal moment when he lost, what was it, 7? Was it either 7 or 9 ghosts in total? But it was like 2 consecutive fights where ByuN bled out a lot of ghosts early on. And from that moment, he relinquished map control. He was just stuck defending. He was just stuck defending the entire game. And typically when he's in this kind of game state, he comes in with the advantage, and he did. Remember, he killed 22 probes. He killed 22 workers. ByuN, remember, he was the first player to max out. This is kind of where he typically finds himself, and then he can apply pressure, he can threaten the bases, and have the Protoss player be a little bit more defensive instead. But here we saw him take the lead early, and then he lost that momentum, bled out a lot of ghosts early on. I say early on, like 10 minutes in, and then from there, Zoun, he was able to take map control away from ByuN, and ByuN was for the most part stuck defending. He rarely got to threaten the bases, he rarely got to threaten the economy of Zoun. And ByuN, he was stuck on the back foot. GG. GG, well played. Whew. And now we get to embrace one of the quirkier maps in the map pool, one of the older maps. Up next, we're going to be loading into Golden Wall. Let's go. It has been years since we've properly seen any games on this map. Now we're back. How did we decide to pick Golden Wall of all maps? Like, what? Let's go. Let's go. This is what, in rotation 2022-ish? Era of StarCraft? It's been a while. It's been a while, but here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Wall, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Here we go. Go as we are setting up. Sound setting up on the low ground. And welcome one all to Golden Wall. Golden Wall, it has been a long time since we've featured this map. For those that are curious, this was kind of like the wall map, the Golden Wall map. The map that kind of introduced the idea of cutting the map in half via minerals, via these mineral patches. This kind of paved the way for Alkyone, for El Dorado, for Crimson Court, for torches in this current map pool, for many maps, and we always make reference to Golden Wall as being kind of like the map that started this all with the walls, with the mineral patches. I'm pretty sure there were other maps which featured, you know, this, where you have these mineral patches kind of walling off a section of the map, but to this extent, I want to say that it was Golden Wall initially, or at least that's kind of what is referenced the most in SC2. Back in the and as you can see, the entire southern half of the map is fully walled off, right? It's fully walled off by these mineral patches. We have seen a lot of cheeses in the past. Meanwhile, double gas, okay, double gas opener here into a, sorry, wait, my apologies. CC first. Sorry. CC first on the high ground, followed by the double gases. ByuN, are you gonna Gangnam? We could. It's not mining through. Okay, never mind. But there have been plenty of builds where you can mine out these patches early, then pull the boys, pull a couple of boys even, and get an assimilator here, and then mine through the patches and gain access to your main base of your opponent. There have been some cheeky builds, or even with Zerg builds, pulling boys, pulling drones just to mine, then you like link flood into the main base. There have been some cheeses in the past. We have seen also longer macro games, slowing the game down and cutting the map in half as well. We'll see where this takes us. Again, it's been a while. We have these gold bases here in the center, which are exposed. We often have seen in the past players expand towards the south side, take this natural base, and then take the gold as a third. That has occurred in the past. Meanwhile, Stargate open out of Zoun. I do like this. Shorter rush distance by air. What is happening? Hold on. Hold on. I'm wrapping my head around this. It was the earlier CC into, again, it was CC first into our double gas setup into one base eBay, rushing into +1. This has to be for an all-in, by the way. Like, you would not rush into an eBay like this without good reason. So +1 is on the way. So we're gonna have insanely fast +1, but we don't have like a 3 racks. What is happening? Okay. Show us what ByuN, he's got some builds, baby. Okay. Show us what you got. Meanwhile, again, Stargate opener out of Zoun. Checking the vision here, ByuN, he did not scatter across the map whatsoever. Zoun, he was able to get eyes on the timing of the CC. He was able to confirm. Oh. As Adept does get into the main base, the Adept does not get further in. Zoun does not confirm the faster eBay, the faster +1. But again, I feel like this has to lead into... I want to say it has to lead into an all-in, but we're starting over the mine drop. Going for the early mine drop. We'll see what the follow-up is going to be. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Stargate opening to Phoenixes. This will shut down drop play. Speaking of drop play, thankfully it's not too committed. If this was, say, a Cyclone Marine drop, then this would be shut down. It'd be quite expensive. Here, moving out with 3 Widow Mines. And ByuN shouldn't get much done with this. Not against all these Phoenixes. Remember, this is going to be the first scout from ByuN. +1 is almost done. He has no armory. So are we just going for really fast +1 into really fast +1 defense? Just fast 1-1? Into a 1-1 timing? Mine drop comes in. Widow Mine should be lifted. Lifting 1, 2, lifting all 3. Jesus. Yeah, barely all 3 towards the end. And again, as we mentioned, like the mine drop should deal no damage. The Widow Mines are cleaned up. Medevac attempts to escape, but will be chased down. So a very strong start here from Zoun. This is the downside of just scouting with the drop itself, right? Did face check with the mine drop, did lose everything. And Zoun, he does kick things off with a lead. Behind this, claiming a third base, going to a charge-based follow-up, standard follow-up here at the Zoun. Remember, game 1, we had Phoenixes into Glaive Adepts, into a 2-base all-in. This time, Phoenixes into charge, into a mid-game setup. With that third base on the way. ByuN has +1, getting into 1-1 upgrades insanely quickly. And ByuN, he should strike with Stim. It's going to be a 3-1-1 setup. And we'll see how this does line up in the end. We'll see if ByuN pulls the boys, as he is aware of the third base. He's mining through those patches, at least attempting to. Same time, picks up a couple of workers. Confirms that Storm is on the way. Again, ByuN is on a timer. Third CC. This is a crazy setup. But ByuN, okay, he's building up into a longer game. He's going for a drop play. Going for a third CC. I mean, Storm would be done in time for the all-in. So we're just going to embrace a longer game. We're getting there in a weird way, but we're getting there. No armory, right? Yeah, no armory. So we have 1-1, but no +2, as there is no armory. So again, just a really quirky start. ByuN, he does try to thread the needle. Storm is ready. Nice dodge. Very nice dodge. Avoids the storms. ByuN, he's rushing into Cloak. Getting into Ghost. Ghost production is on the way. Third base almost taken. As ByuN gets a third base, we do see Zoun with his fourth. You see Zoun's a little more comfortable. His fourth base is on time. Last game, his fourth base was late. There's a reason why ByuN had such a strong start to game 2. She did end up losing. Here, Zoun's a little more comfortable. Still trying to chase down any kind of drop play. Poking in towards the third. Storms are ready. Does what the ghost is aware. Here's where the EMPs. ByuN, he doesn't quite catch the Phoenixes. Was hoping to. Baits out the stim. As with most of the Widow Mines, yeah, one mine shot goes off. Zelzay charge on in. Here come the storms. Up. Oh, and they will land. Yeah, brutal storms covering everything. Oh my god. The storms, they blanket the entire army. Marines go down. Marauders do survive. And Zelzay get into the mineral line. They do get in. Prism. Oh no. Ooh, denies the warp in. Nice time for the Viking. But despite that, the Zelzay still overwhelm. At least attempt to. The medevacs, they're putting in a lot of work. Jesus. Medevacs, they help hold the line. Despite that, 19 dead SCVs. Oh. CP's connecting and GG gets called. Again, ByuN, he is broken, and Zoun, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the winners match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Zoun will claim it. A really kind of weird build out of ByuN. I was having a really hard time reading it because I wasn't too certain what the purpose was. Winding it back, remember ByuN, he went for a greedy start into a really fast eBay, into fast +1, into fast +1/1, into delayed +2 because he never got the armory, or the armory was heavily delayed. And the early upgrade timing didn't really lead into anything. It's possible that maybe if he had seen a standard opener, he would be able to actually get into his build, bearing in mind that he went for the eBay before he'd scouted. Like, he didn't really know it was Phoenixes, didn't know it was Phoenix into charge into Storm, so he didn't really know what he was getting himself into at the time. So potentially I would imagine the plan was to go for an earlier timing to try to break a player playing standard, right? Playing Blinkstalker into more standard follow-up, I should say, as well. But again, if that was the plan, unfortunately, he did miss the opportunity. The Widow Mine shot was completely shut down. The Widow Mine drop, I should say, as that was 3 Widow Mines for 0 damage, and the medevac as well. Just a very comfortable game here from Zoun. Very, very comfortable. GG. Well played. Congratulations. Zoun does claim the series, and with that, we can catch up on the rest of the bracket. Here we go. We have our results. We have Serral. Serral takes down Ryung 2-0. Zoun takes down ByuN 2-1. And now we have our next series. It is going to be the winners match between Serral and Zoun. After that, we'll have the elimination match. That's going to be a TvT between Ryung and ByuN, and that leads into the decider match at the end of the broadcast between the remaining players. Here we go. For now, we are kind of nearing that halfway mark. We're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a break here, and when we come back, we will have Serral and Zoun facing off in that best of 5. Also, as a reminder, from here on forward, purely best of 5s, no longer best of 3s. Oh boy. Here we go. So we have more matches, we have more StarCraft. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. Oh, the StarCraft. So again, we'll see you soon after the break. See you soon, Bobby, see you soon.